Hey, I'm Alyssa. A lot of you watching this probably already know that, but in the off chance that you don't know that, I'm really excited to have you here because essentially there has been a lot of reasons why I've said no to YouTube or said no to creating things in a video format. And essentially, at the end of the day, the reason why I kept saying no was because I was afraid. And there have been a lot of things in this past year that have just made me realize that I can't continue to be afraid, and I just need to say yes, and I just need to start somewhere. That being said, there isn't going to be a lot of really fancy equipment. I don't really understand, how to edit or do any of that really fancy stuff yet. All I'm doing today is just recording this on my iPhone because I do, believe it or not, have a nice camera. But when I pulled it out this morning, I was like, hey, today's the day, I'm gonna do it. I pulled it out this morning and I realized that it was, one, dead, and two, I no longer have the charger. So if that gives you any idea on how long it's been since I've actually pulled that camera out, probably about 2 years. I do need to probably purchase a new cable so that it will charge and that I can have that up and running for the next time. But no fancy editing, no fancy equipment. Essentially, today is the day. I just hit record and we're gonna roll with the punches. But I just want to start this video out essentially telling you a little bit about me, and I think as this develops, I can share more with you, especially about, my journey with fitness, my journey with nutrition, my journey through education and my career. But I think I just want to give you a brief little overview of where I am and where I'm going, and then also take you along a super exciting experience with me for the next 30 days. So my fitness journey and my career, 2015, probably 2014 is when I really started to get into fitness. And essentially all it looked like in 2014 and 2015 was running. I didn't really have any experience otherwise. I was just, I was fed up. I wanted to see results. I wanted to be healthier. I wanted to feel better. And I just decided that I wanted to start running. After about a year or so with the running, I started seeing things on Instagram. This is when the fitness community was getting bigger on Instagram. And I said, I'm not really getting the results that I want. What's the issue here? What's the thing that I'm missing? And I started following a lot of competitors or bodybuilding competitors at the time. And I realized, hey, maybe I need to start trying something else. Maybe I need to do something else. And essentially 2015, I believe I actually was more running in 2014. 2015 was when I really started to do cardio workouts and also resistance training workouts, but everything was at home. Everything was at home, especially in early 2015. And the only thing I really used was YouTube. YouTube is an incredible resource for anyone that's just trying to essentially start a fitness journey because one, everything's free, and two, it can be an incredible community to be a part of. So there were a few people that I started my fitness journey with. I was watching videos pretty regularly, but I also started to get into the resistance training with a particular program. In this particular program happened to be a multi-level marketing company called Beachbody. And that was my very, very first experience with fitness. I started doing the videos, and then I started seeing all of these posts and different things on Facebook at the time, maybe a few people that I went to high school with, talking about this experience, this community, and being a Beachbody coach. So I started out as a Beachbody coach. I really just saw really great products and really great progress with those products myself. So I wanted to start sharing that with other people. But I realized very, very quickly that it wasn't for me because one, I was just really anxious and it felt more draining than anything. I'm really, really introverted. If you know anything about me, I love my alone time. I love kind of just taking myself away in social situations. I'm definitely not the life of the party. I'm the person that, takes someone aside, wants to have a one-on-one, really deep, interesting conversation with that person on the side. So bringing in this Beachbody coaching experience, I started to get really anxious and really skeptical, and I just felt super uncomfortable doing it because at the end of the day, and it's not always like this, and it really just depends on the people that are a part of the community. And I totally understand anybody that gets involved with these sort of things, because one, it can be an incredible impact for people. You're just sharing your journey, and you want to bring other people right along with you on that journey, which is incredible, because you're creating a community of people that think like you, and that, essentially you can just become more successful when you become part of a community. But what I started seeing is that a lot of these people were posting things more so on the business side of it. They were like, hey, you can make this much extra money a month, or, you can grow your business to be this big, and all you have to do is X, Y, and Z, or, ABC or whatever thing. At the end of the day, it felt like the entire alphabet, and I personally couldn't keep up. But, I didn't like that it became about the money more than it became about helping people. Because at the very end of the day, what I feel the most strongly about is helping the individual. And that's not something that I, want to create anxiety about. I want to help the individual at the very end of the day. So I got involved with the MLM thing really, really early on, and I really started to just kind of realize, hey, this isn't quite for me. What else does this look like? So I did my psychology degree. I graduated from Penn State University in 2015, and I took an entire year off where I was just kind of like, what's this look like for me? I was getting more comfortable with who I was. So from 2015 to 2016, I was doing some work in customer service. I used to work the front desk. I did that for 6 or 7 years, and I slowly started branching into essentially the fitness community. I was becoming really passionate about health and wellness, and I wanted to do more. In 2016, early 2016, I really started to get into the gym environment, and I said, hey, maybe competing would be really interesting. So I got into an actual gym probably really early 2016, and I hired a local prep coach who helped me go through the entire process, both nutritionally, we did the weekly check-ins, we did all of these things. So over the course of 6 months, he taught me a lot about resistance training, and he taught me a lot about the nutritional component as well. And I had an incredible experience at my first show. That will probably be another video at another time. But there were a lot of things that come along with competing that slowly started to pull me away from it. I actually did try to compete again in 2018, so about late summer, early fall of 2018, but where I was emotionally and physically was not a position that put me in a healthy place to be able to compete again. And I realized there was a lot of internal work that I needed to do first. From there, I was essentially really honing in to my personal training career, and I started working in small gyms. I worked in a small gym in a small town, kind of with some older clients, somewhere between the ages of about 50 all the way up to 85. I had an incredible woman, 85 years old, amazing person. You learn so much from working with older people. It's incredible. I really can't tell you how much value there is there, but either way, at the end of the day, I started training at smaller gyms, and then I also got into the group fitness coaching and things like that. But for some reason, I didn't feel like it was 100% for me, because I love the one-on-one, and I love helping people, and I love teaching people what I know. But in early 2019, I actually had a gentleman reach out to me, and this was on Instagram. I thought this was a total joke. I was like, there's no way that this can be real. But this guy reached out to me and said, hey, I've been following you on Instagram for a really long time. I would love to make you a part of what I'm doing. And essentially what he was doing was public speaking. And he said, hey, I will train you for totally free. I'm trying to build someone like myself so that if I can't be there, they can help deliver this presentation as well. And you are really passionate about health and wellness. You know a lot about health and wellness already. So this could be 100% perfect for you. So he gave me all of these materials. I spent, months reading, studying, preparing. And in September 2019, I got cleared with this company as an independent contractor, and I've been doing public speaking for the last year, which has been crazy. It's gone from a lot of in-person experiences to the virtual space, but it's been incredible. And I learned that what I really, really love doing is I love teaching, and I love educating myself, gaining more knowledge, and then sharing it with other people and taking myself along with that. And that's what essentially I want this YouTube channel to become, is I want to teach and I want to educate. I want to do things myself so that other people can maybe follow along my journey with me, especially if they're curious about certain things. And that brings me back to the one part that I was talking about earlier on in this video. More recently, I've had the opportunity to connect with someone who is also involved in an MLM structured company. And I don't want to say that to make you nervous, but this is a really incredible person who all he really does is care about the individual and what he can do to help individuals, whether it's personal trainers or other people in the community. And I said, okay, I've had all of these feelings about these companies in the past, and I've always said, no, I'm not a salesperson. I don't want to sell anybody anything. I just essentially want to understand it on my own, because once I have a deeper understanding of what's happening in my experience, I can also share it. And for the next 30 days, essentially what I want to do is I want to be the customer, and I want to bring you along my experience of this company and this brand. The reason why I'm particularly excited about this brand is because we've all been exposed to this trend of DNA and genetics, whether it's following our family line and finding, we're 0.2% Egyptian or something crazy like that, all the way to essentially just trying to understand ourselves at a biological and molecular level. And I feel really passionate about this because I've always been that person that said, when it comes to nutrition, we can get what we need from our food. But if we choose to supplement, we should supplement smart. We should go to the doctor, we should get a blood test done, we should pay attention to what our body needs as opposed to throw all these other things in there. So I'm not the person, I don't take a multivitamin, I don't do the pre-workout, I don't do any of those other products or anything. I just essentially, I get my nutrients from food. There are a couple things that I've gotten blood work done and I realize that I'm, iron deficient, I'm vitamin D deficient, maybe taking magnesium and zinc and things that help us on a daily basis. But other than that, I don't take any supplements. So I was just really curious and I was like, hey, if I give this 30 days, I document it and I just say, hey, this is my experience and it can teach someone something along the way. I was like, hey, we'll give it a try and see what that value actually looks like at the very end of the day. So what I want to essentially do with you, and I messed this up before. Sorry, there's my fancy makeup light that I'm pretending is a ring light. Essentially what I want to do is I want to take you through, one, you get a DNA testing kit. So I want to take you through the DNA testing component, show you what that actually looks like, which I'll do another video here, but bring you through that experience. I'll send it in. I get it in about 2 to 3 weeks, but I'm going to start taking some of the products that they take you. They have an initial assessment that asks you a series of health-based questions, about your history, about your biological history, your family history, some other mental health things as well, so that it starts to understand maybe just a baseline of like, okay, this would be something that you get AM, this is something you get PM. There's also some other supplemental products in there that I'll tell you a little bit more about along the way, but I'm going to just essentially start taking these products. And my goal for you is I want to upload at the beginning of every single week and just give you an update on how I'm feeling, what my experience is like, because I'm going to be looking at the business side of this and I want to take you along with me. So take you into that business experience as well and just say, hey, this is what I'm experiencing. These are the changes that I'm seeing. And this is something that is completely 100% true to me. And I just want to give you that authentic, true, honest, maybe even brutally honest experience along the way. So I'm here, whatever you're interested in. If you're interested in following along, the only thing you really have to do is just, like this video, subscribe, click the little notification bell if you are interested, because then you'll know when I upload every single week and you'll be able to follow this journey right along with me. So the next video that you're gonna see is going to be me doing the DNA testing, maybe just telling you a little bit. I'm not going to mention the name of this company yet because I don't want to bring that out until I am 100% in and say, hey, this is what I did for the last 30 days, and have you be a part of that too. I'm really, really excited, and I hope you're excited too. If you've got to this point, thank you. I'm so thankful for you because there are incredible people in my community that have supported me over the last 5 years, and I really can't be more grateful of the people that have just connected with me and the people that continue to follow and just want to know my journey. So I hope this helps you. I'm excited to see you next time.